The boy should have known something was wrong the moment he glanced back over his shoulder, but was too tired, wary, and afraid to register the truth. He followed the sound of the keening pipe, its unfamiliar, absurdly cheerful melody jarring him from the carnage. It filtered through his skin, infusing him with the strength and warmth needed to run through the icy clutches of winter. The forest muffled the sounds within and beyond it as if the trees themselves swallowed noise all but the unseen piper's tune. Time stood still, cradled between the labyrinth of jutting roots and a cotton cloud sky falling apart. Tufts of snow floated through naked branches as if massive pillowcases had exploded during a pillow fight between gods who didn't care that, far below. The snow sizzled against flames devouring a village. "Run," his mother rasped, pushing him through the back door of their home, the one leading to the chickens and pigs. He ran until he fell, slipping in snow and animal refuse, his vision fractured by tears. He turned back, ashamed to have run, ashamed to have left her, even though she no longer quite looked like his mother. Once, she had been beautiful, the village belle, they said. Then red blotches appeared, lesions spreading across her arms, chest, and throat, like ants beneath her skin, disfiguring her face and body. She did not cry out when cutting a finger or burning her hands. Her once lush hair fell like shorn wheat, littering the floor in clumps. Yet her eyes remained her own, calm, blue, and radiating such love that he felt embraced even when she avoided touching him. She was all he had, the only person who cared enough to weep and caress his face when lesions spread across his own back, growing thick like the pedicles of a second spine. When he crept back into the house, keeping to the shadows, the boy found nothing of his mother but a dark stain streaked from the kitchen to the bedroom. A man appeared in the doorway, his body and face sheathed in fabrics and spells to ward off infection, gripping a bloodied sword. The boy hid until the man turned away, then sprinted back into the night, dodging horses' hooves and the torches soldiers threw his way. He fell once, when something sharp hit his head. He opened his eyes seconds later, snow filling his nostrils until he raised his head, then the scent of smoke engulfed him. The fire's crackle was nearly drowned by unending screams. Scrambling to his feet, he stumbled away from the slaughter toward the trees. Now he ran, torn by despair and fear, amazed that his matchstick legs outran the sinewy limbs of armored horses and the wrath of riders' flamethrowers. He wished he had found his father's axe, its handle longer than his arm, and swung it into the chest of anyone who dared approach his mother. He wished he hadn't left her when she pushed him out of their home. He wished he hadn't seen her blood on the floor. He wished someone had come to cure, not eradicate. The forest echoed with the shrieks of women dragged into burning homes, of men whose hands and weapons were severed by swords whetted on the bones of prior victims. Of children collapsing as torches hit their backs. Above it all, the haunting croon of a pipe promised everything a hurt boy could desire, and so he fled toward it. The more he ran, the stronger he felt. When the screams and flames faded, the boy understood the song's meaning. It spoke of melted snows and sun rays like warm knit sweaters. It spoke of a father, cheeks flushed with laughter. It spoke of a mother with smooth, soft skin smelling of vanilla and kneaded bread. It spoke of siblings who danced, teased, and loved, who picked him up when he fell and told him stories at night. It spoke of a world free of bad things, where he could grow old and well-loved. He ran faster, as if flying, eager for the world the song promised. He caught glimpses of the piper through the trees. Dancing and playing, the piper appeared before, behind, and beside him. He wore a black hooded cloak hiding his face. Beneath, his pied clothes were vibrant patches, impossible to miss when the wind whipped back the cloak. His pipe and fingers were white as bone. And, like the boy, he left no footprints in the snow. 5, please. Absolutely, he said, pressing the elevator button. And there we were, rising in our silver box. Damn, he was hot. That navy business suit barely concealed his muscles and broad shoulders as he leaned against the railing. The goatee with a soul patch, sweet green eyes, and sinful grin. I averted my eyes when he glanced my way. The elevator buttons showed floor 5 and floor 6. Breathe, I reminded myself. I straightened my little black dress. You here for the seminar? He asked. Yes, attending the social platforming breakout session this afternoon. Not a bad seminar so far. Your accent is lovely. My brain screamed shut up, but my mouth didn't listen. Welsh. Irish. The red hair and accent gave it away, he whispered with a wink. Smart-mouthed Englishman, I see. A ding and a slight jar saved us, stopping any rebuttal. The silver doors rattled open. I lingered a moment, wanting one last look at him. My floor. I nodded and walked out, digging through my clutch for my room keycard as the doors rattled shut. The ding and rattle came again seconds later. Odd, I thought. Glancing into a hall mirror, I realized he'd followed me out of the elevator. My thoughts spiraled through every stupid move of every horror movie character. His heavy steps were right behind me. My room was only 3 more steps. I stopped at room 518 and heard his laugh. I turned, eyebrow raised, as he circled around to face me. Leaning against the wall, he crossed his long legs at the ankle. You must have bewitched me in the elevator. I got off a floor early, he grinned. Funny thing, my room's right above yours. I played with the pendant on my necklace and smiled, locking eyes with his brilliant green, albeit mischievous, gaze. Jewish? He asked, nodding at my necklace. No. Ah, a mysterious woman. How about lunch before the afternoon session? Let's solve the mystery. I pulled my keycard. The green light signaled me to enter. I smiled. An omen? His eyes, that grin. Man. Silver lining in 15 minutes. Hold the door for me, I said, pointing to the elevator. His laugh was infectious. Clever bird, you are. Careful, Edgar Allan Poe had trouble with a bird, if I recall. James Bollinger, marketing manager at Seco, he said, extending his hand. Raven Grogan, director of marketing at WC of Ireland, I replied, shaking his hand, letting it linger. 15 minutes later, he appeared as the elevator doors opened, and I stepped inside. The lobby button glowed like a lighthouse as tension turned into awkward fog. Show me your hand, I said. I turned his palm up, checking for a wedding ring or mark. Gently, I traced several lines. This is your lifeline, and this is your heart line. No W, disappointing. W? Ding. Saved by the bell. I'll tell you after lunch. Mean you are, genuine colors, CI. An adorable Yoda impression. I couldn't help but giggle. Trust me, you have no idea. After a lovely lunch, where I hung on his every word while eating escargot and sipping Lambrusco Rosso, I stole away to check in at WC in Ireland. On my cell, I whispered, "Glinda, I found one. He's luscious. Bringing him in tonight. Be ready. Release Gerald. Tell him it's over. He's free as a raven. Gotta fly. Ready for the afternoon session, Mr. Bollinger?" Indeed. Drinks after. Absolutely. We sat together, trading glances, writing notes, playing footsie. Finally, he reached for my hand under the table. I don't recall a word of the lecture. Walking to the bar, hand in hand, butterflies filled the space between us. The cherrywood bar and silver mirrors reflected moonlight's glow. Wine. Not too much, but yes, I teased. Ha. Wine, not wines. You are like sunshine on a cloudy day. What was that disappointment in my palm? Oh, look. I showed him my palm and traced the M or W, depending on perspective. If you have this, you could gain your W, your magical powers with practice. My W. I tapped my pendant 3 times. His eyes blinked hazily. Drink up. What I tell you will change your life. He stared blankly, entranced. You're my silver lining. Every cloud has one, and every lining has a cloud. I'm your W, your witch. Witchcraft Inc. needs not-so-good men. You're mine. Follow me to the elevator. He followed. 5, please. The elevator rose. At the 3rd floor, I called Glinda. With a snap, we were on my broom, flying under moonlight. He held me tight, helped by silver handcuffs. I love instant friends. Don't you?